Love that voice. All right, well, we're gonna get going. Welcome back. Hopefully you got a chance to grab a water, go to the bathroom, all those things. Yeah, awesome. All right, so I mentioned we're gonna do an integrative breathwork session, which really is anything less than 8 minutes. That is a breath opportunity for conscious breath. So it's a little different if you've attended a workshop. We've done more of the longer sessions where we lie down, and that's longer than 8 minutes. So just know that that's really the core difference. But the idea with integration, these I call them I sessions, is that they can be done throughout your day. Like you could do this on your own anytime for 5 minutes and have it as a pick-me-up or a little break. And you can incorporate movement into that. So for anyone who's a dancer who wants to do that, like there's great breath that can do that. And we're going to do a little bit of that tomorrow, actually. So today, what we're going to do is have this session. So I invite you to just, like wherever you are, be sitting where you want to be and like, comfortable. You can have your feet on the ground and just allow yourself to know that this is what you are creating is a sacred space, really. And for anyone who's been doing, all of you have been doing the breath work with me, actually. So you know that this is something that can be quite profound, whatever that is for you. And it doesn't have to be anything other than just a moment or some time to relax. But know that this is from the tippy toes of your feet to the crown of your head. This is all encompassing as a way of healing, right? Like letting the body heal itself, healing, right? Whether that's from we've talked a little bit about our inner child, our little girls, right? Or our traumas in the past. So those things, maybe we don't want to even think about those things. And that's okay. That's all good. But know that the breath is here to heal. And that's what I think is so powerful about this work. And so knowing that that is the possibility where it can meet even resistance or pain or curiosity, right? It's all good. And it's about all what you can experience today. So if you'd like to just center with me right now here, I won't cue the music yet, but we're just going to get grounded. We're just going to take a moment here where you maybe sit up, and if you can have your back away from the chair just right now with your uncrossing your feet, but having your feet on the ground. We can't get grounded unless our feet are on the ground, by the way. And if that means you're in an apartment and you're on the 3rd floor like me, it just means you have your feet on the floor. Or if you're on your bed, you're noticing like you're connected through the root of your bed and the legs of your bed down to the ground, down to the earth, right? So it's all good. And allow your spine to be super straight. Just imagine you've got a silver thread from the very top of the crown of your head, just going straight up. And we're just going to center here. So you can close your eyes if that feels good. But imagine your core of your spine, like your coccyx, to just be directly perpendicular to the earth. Because we can draw energy up through the earth. We have an electromagnetic field around us. And that earth has an electromagnetic field, right? And so we can actually connect into that when we are aligned. How cool is that? That's research. That's science-based too, by the way. So just close your eyes here and allow yourself to imagine that your spine and your straight spine and your feet are drawing up this energy from the earth. Just taking deep breaths, natural breaths on your own. Imagine that energy coming up through your feet, like your feet have eyes on the bottom of them and they're opening up. And you're feeling rooted. There's little roots coming down through your feet into the ground. And that energy is coming up through your legs, into your pelvis, up through your heart space, feeling then that's what's called the central channel, building and connecting in that heart where your energy meets from your ground in your heart and down through your head in the sky in your heart space. Just notice what it's like to feel grounded here, centering. Feeling that texture underneath your feet or wherever you're sitting. And know that this is your sovereignty. Remembering those boundaries, protecting ourselves from other energy. Nothing but love and light here. Giving yourself a physical boundary, just imagining that around you like a bubble. And you are exactly where you need to be. Taking one deep breath in and opening your eyes up if they were closed. Just being back in the presence of all of us. So knowing that this experience, as we get into it, will be all about what works for you. Whatever you experience, whether it's physical sensations or emotional sensations, experiences, it's all exactly where you're supposed to be and all intended for what you need today. And that is you relaxing into your system. And that is our mantra. Our intention today is that I am exactly where I need to be. That's it. Okay, so we're going to breathe that. If you want to write it down, then you can. And if not, no worries. You can just hold that in your mind, but just say it out loud. As you are here, I know you're all on mute. Just say it out loud so you can anchor this. I am exactly where I need to be. Drink that in. Sometimes we're so rushing around and hurrying in places, and we don't need to go anywhere that fast, right? What's the rush? We have everything we need right here, and it's an invitation to follow that today. So what we're going to do as a breath pattern is simply the inhale through our nose, exhale through our mouth. That's the halo active breath, allowing it to be a cycle. If you want to practice that a couple times, just inhale through your nose and exhale, an audible exhale. Like you could hear the person next to you if they were breathing this way. Great. And then we're going to move into a blow breath, which is simply a shorter breath through the mouth, inhaling and exhaling through the mouth, but you'll snap the belly in as you exhale. So it sounds like this. And your belly will snap in. And I invite you to put your little pressure on your belly if it helps you. And if you would rather not, that's okay. But just inviting in any types of movement. Remember, energy moves in 3 ways: through the breath, through our movement, and through sound. So that is anything that's maybe feeling like it wants to leave and get out of the way of whatever it is for you, then allow that and just invite that in, giving yourself permission. And after that blow breath, we might return to the halo active, that 2-part inhale through your mouth and exhale. We might do a hold or 2 at the end. All right, so we're going to start the breath pattern, and I'm going to cue the music. And just allow yourself to settle in, closing your eyes, feeling that connection to being grounded. And saying that mantra out loud or to yourself, I am exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be. Beautiful. Just start with that halo active, inhaling through your nose at your own pace. Start the music. Feeling your feet on the ground. Inviting in presence. Feeling so held, so safe. I've got you. You've got you. Feeling that connection with the body as you continue to deepen that breath. I am exactly where I need to be. Inhaling through the nose. Just letting out any sighs, any sounds that feel like they want to come through. Shifting your jaw. Just being curious. What does my body need right now? All is well. Present state. If you're noticing any resistance, simply asking, what is this resistance for? Just letting go and allowing your body to answer. What does your body need? What is your body wanting to share today? Feeling that intention, deepening that intimacy within you, that beautiful area. Trusting where you are. And when you're ready, we're going to move into that blow breath. If that feels good for you, and only if it feels good for you. It's those shorter breaths through the mouth at your own pace. Knowing it's all good. Whatever you want to do is all a-okay. Feeling your body responding. Letting go in this breath of anything that no longer serves you. Your experience is exactly what is needed for you today. Knowing it is all welcome here. It is the path to healing. Another 30 seconds or so of this breath. Breathing out, expelling out anything that no longer serves you. Knowing you belong here. Let the body do the work. Just releasing that breath now, sending that breath away, returning to that halo active 2-part breath. Slowly, whenever you feel like that helps you, breathing through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. That cycle of breath, as soon as an exhale is complete, just inhaling and drinking in that oxygen. Whatever feels good for you. Cycle of breath. Feeling your aliveness, tingling within. Body breathe itself. Letting out any sounds that would feel good for you. Feeling I've got you and you are so safe. Shaking anything out, stomping anything out. It's all what exactly is that you need today. It's your time. Beautiful. Just noticing any sensations. Meeting that with curiosity. Asking your body, what is here for me today? What would you like me to know? How would you want me to feel? We'll do one more round if that feels good for you of blow breath. Only if it feels good for you. Ask your body, is this helpful? Follow your body's intuition. The next breath, if that feels good for you. Bring that blow breath back. Placing a hand on your belly button just to press in if that feels good. Noticing those sensations. I'm exactly where I need to be today. This is my journey. Me healing. Invitation to follow. Pure wisdom and live in. Noticing all of these sensations, these messages, anything for you today. Gift. Another 15 seconds, just using this blow breath to clear anything out, anything that feels stuck. Sound, movement. Beautiful. You're exactly what you need today. I've got you. We've got you. And releasing that breath now, sending that blow breath out. Returning to your natural breathing. You're going to go ahead, if you feel good to do a hold. We're going to move into a hold here, if that feels good, at the top of your breath. Remembering it's only if that feels good, asking your body and checking in. Inhale whenever that feels good for you. Holding that breath at the very top of your breath, with the lungs feeling that capacity, your aliveness within. Beautiful space that is alive and well and so wise. This is your space. This is your experience to call in what you want. And trusting your body to release only when that feels good for you. Holding that breath until your body says, I'm ready. Exhaling whenever that feels good for you. That is all. Just natural breathing here. You're doing so beautifully. Do one more top hold, and only if that feels good for you. Expanding into your space, that presence, that sovereignty that you have right now. Just inhaling if that feels good. Holding at the top. Feeling your expansion. Holding your expansion, knowing this is where you belong. And following your body's guidance to release your breath. You feel ready. And then on this next inhale, if it feels good, we'll do one bottom hold. Exhale. It feels good to just hold the exhale at the very base of your breath. And discover this space. Exploring this space. Trusting your body. Breathe in again when you feel ready. Natural breathing. Releasing any breath patterns here. Knowing you are experiencing exactly what is to be experienced for you today. This is your time, your divine calling. Continuing to just naturally breathe here and just notice if any energy has shifted. Anything at all, just being curious. Maybe placing a hand where your body would like a little connection. Asking your body, where would that be? Allowing your body to follow. Just knowing this is your connection to your deeper, truer, higher self, who's always with you. She is always here. She is so wise. Feeling the chair underneath you, feeling the feet underneath you, connecting back to Mother Earth. Knowing all is well. Drinking in these last few breaths of natural breathing, letting the body do the work. Maybe you rock a little bit, just feeling that connection, feeling that sacredness. And when you feel ready, just maybe fluttering those eyes open, coming back into the room, noticing the colors, the textures. What is here to see now or to be with now? Acknowledging this version of you here. This version of you that has shifted. And noticing those new shifts. And I invite you to take your journal, if it's handy, and just jot down any messages or thoughts or ways you want to reflect on this experience. Noticing just whatever's coming up for you, taking that in, writing it down. I'll give you a minute for that. And as you can continue to journal if that would feel good for you. No worries, continue to write. And I'd also like to open it up if anyone feels called. No pressure, you don't have to share. But if you'd like to share about your experience or anything that occurred today, I invite you to share if that's helpful. It's all about what works for you. All right. Do people want more time to write? Feeling all right? Does anyone want to share? Don't have to share, but I just want to make that open an option. How was the mantra for you too? You can reflect on that in the journal or share. I know Kimberly had said it before we got into our breathing, that we are exactly where we need to be. Did you have a question, Polly?
No, but I'm happy to share if it's up.
If you'd like to, no pressure, but I'd love to hear how it went for you, or what you'd like to come, what's coming up for you.
I think like just because I've done so much of the breath work with you also lying down, I was noticing when I did it this time, like I was maybe a little distracted by like just like upper back pain and sitting. And I think it's just been a long time since I've done sitting meditation. But I think next time I might try the laying down again, because it seems to work for me for right now, and then gradually make my way to sitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel more clear now, like less thoughts coming into my head. It does feel like a lot did process regardless.
Well, thank you. Kiss for you. Yeah. And it's interesting because like some days we want to lay down, some days we want to sit up, some days you don't know what you want and you just try it and it's all good. So thank you for experimenting and sitting up today. Tomorrow we'll have an opportunity to lay down as well. And just like show of hands here. I wanted to give this as an option. So we could do a meditative session tomorrow. We could do an hour-long session. Would that be something? Give me a thumbs up if that's interesting. Otherwise, we could do another integrative session. Integrative. Would that, Jamie, I was probably not clear on that one. Like I said, both of them, but who wants a meditative session tomorrow? Would that be helpful? And Brandy's off camera, but okay, we're going to do that. I think that was something that I was thinking about. No worries, Brandy. We gotcha. So we'll be lying down tomorrow then. And you can come with a blanket and all of that. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for being with me in that experience, and trust that whatever you experienced was helpful for you. And by writing it down and reflecting or speaking, it's just, this isn't a verbal exercise. Like it's hard to put words to it sometimes, right? So it's about just processing it in a way that helps you and supports you. So that might be putting words to it in writing as you formulate, like, what was that? Or anything else that came through for you. Yeah. And so we've got about 10 minutes left. And I think we can kind of close out here. I wanted to set us up for tomorrow so you know what we're going to be doing. But first, I think, well, I'll do that and then we'll come back for takeaways. But so tomorrow we'll start at 10 a.m. Pacific. And our assignment this week in our course is to practice self-soothing strategies in week 2. So my invitation to you, if you're back with us tomorrow, which is I think most of us, is to try on one self-soothing strategy that you want to try. So what are the self-soothing strategies? Anyone remember those? They're from our handout. Yeah, there's like a wrap, there's rocking. You could bring a blanket, you could bring a stuffed animal, you could bring your favorite cup of tea, or like something that's really nourishing for you, which might be a favorite sweater you wear, or your favorite, like kombucha, or whatever that is for you. I asked to not bring alcohol, but maybe that can be after the weekend. But yeah, it's something that is helpful, that you'd feel supported by. So that's we're going to do that Saturday and Sunday. So we'll have different things. So if you do one thing tomorrow, Sunday, you can try another one. So and that could be like a fun picture as your background, by the way, like maybe you've got a great memory that's so fun to like think about. You could upload that as your background. This is one of my favorite memories. I know you've seen this, but I'm actually in Vienna here at a training for my Goldman EI certification. And I was running in this beautiful sunflower field, was right about a half a mile from our place that we were, this retreat center. And I just had to go. My urge was so strong. I'm like, I got to go in there. I got to go in there and get this picture. And so I had people take it on the way out. But there we are. So that's an example of something that would be fun. And it doesn't matter what it is. It's about what you want to do. And so tomorrow's a self-care focus. We're going to be talking about what we've been learning, doing some more reflection. And then we're going to be doing like the breath work. We're going to be doing another session of that with another mantra. So definitely have like a blanket to lie down on, or if you want to you can move your room into your bedroom or whatever you want to do for that. And then we'll do lunch. So we'll have a nice lunch break. And it's going to be a fun assignment for that I will share tomorrow. And then we're going to come back and we're going to have Dr. Debbie with us talking about the harnessing our feminine sacred energy. Who's excited for that? I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then we'll have our final segment, which is going to be more about the self-care, reparenting ourselves and having a fun, creative activity for that. Yeah. So that's tomorrow. Any questions? Nice. And Brandy's going to try rocking movement. Yay. And stuffies. Yeah. So think about it today. Like, what do you want to bring tomorrow? Just planning that out. And you could use your yearnings too. Like maybe you decide tomorrow, you're like, thought I was doing this, but I'm going to do that. Yeah. And you can rock, you can have your shawl and rock. You can set yourself up so that you just feel super, super nourished. Whatever those comforting things are for you. And remember that nourishment is anything that helps us learn and grow, and it's in the present. So all of these things, by the way, self-soothing strategies are also ways that we can be nourished. All right. So with that, let's close out. We're going to just have we're going to do one takeaway from tonight. So what was your biggest takeaway? Okay. And maybe that's just something, maybe you got a few of them, but just pick one, and we'll end with an acknowledgement of someone. So just passing it along to someone else and acknowledging them for anything that you maybe heard from them tonight, or just appreciated about whatever that was with the lovely woman of what your experience was. All right, so I'll start us off. My big takeaway is how much dancing is always like just such a state change. And I always second guess myself, by the way. I'm like, do we really need to dance? And then I knew today, because it was the retreat, I'm like, yeah, we need to dance. But I think it's like so easy to shut it down, like to turn it off. And that's like the critic mind, right? Like, you don't need to dance. So that's my takeaway, is like, just trust my intuition and like go with some dancing. It's freaking fun and people like it. And I'm going to pass it off to Polly, because I love your hair down. I've never seen it like so beautiful and lush, and you just look gorgeous. You look like you've got this glow. You do have a glow around you right now. I don't know if that was the breath work, but you just look beautiful.
Thank you for saying that.
Inside and out.
Thank you. It's like my favorite compliment actually on my hair, because I was always so self-conscious of it when I was little. And I've only, because of pandemic, been wearing it naturally now. I always was like, I hate curly hair. It's so puffy. I wish it would just go like the way gravity goes. And I used to always be like really down on it. So thank you for saying that. That's really nice. And sorry, you want me to share what I'm grateful for?
Biggest takeaway, and then you can pass it to someone as a sister and give them an acknowledgement. Yeah.
Okay. Biggest takeaway was like, I think just acknowledging the year, and just like biggest takeaway was like paying attention to the positive can help us shift, even if it's like in micro moments, and like it takes repetition, but it's a helpful exercise, even though it's like it takes so much momentum to do it. And I want to acknowledge Brandy for a lot of like the shares that Brandy's done, not just today, but in general throughout this course. And just like appreciate all the like connection points that you make, Brandy, to all of us, like throughout the whole session. So thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Polly. That was so sweet. I feel like very connected with all of you as well. Let's see. So my biggest takeaway is really that when I pause, it needs to be with intention, because sometimes I choose to pause, but then I stay stuck in emotion instead of working through it. And what I've realized is I've been doing that more than I would like. So not a judgment, just an observation. And another with that pause is if I can pause and slow my thoughts, and sorry, we got a party motorcycle going over here. If I can pause, if I have the awareness to speak more slowly, that is my greatest gift. Because if I can slow down my speech, then I can slow down my thoughts. this while I'm talking to you all. And I can actually talk from here, which I'm doing right now. And I'm confident that doesn't happen very often. And oh gosh, who do I want to thank? It's like a three-way tie. This is so hard because everything that you ladies say helps me grow so much, because I share what y'all are bringing to the table, and you often say it in a way that makes me feel it in my body more. So I'm just going to give a shout out to Kim. I'll pass it to Kim because even though all three of you touched me lovingly in three different ways, Kim just brought it home with her little trip, because that's inspiring, Kim. I think maybe I'm going to make mine happen now.
Yeah, one thing I did learn is life is way too short not to just go for it, right? Anything can happen. Get hit by a bus tomorrow, get diagnosed with COVID. Can you imagine the people that didn't see their families and then got diagnosed with COVID and they spent 2 years apart from people that they loved? It's just ridiculous. So thank you. I appreciate that. My takeaway from today is just, the whole idea of just really being able to take time to stop and pause and be in a space with other people, even though we're separated. I feel like, we're all sitting on a Zoom line, on a computer, but I feel close to you nonetheless, because we share and we can relate. And so I'm just grateful for that, and grateful for you, Rachel, for putting this all together. And like Brandy said, I'm really grateful for just all the shares, because I learned from you, Brandy, and from you, Polly, and from you, Jamie, and from the other ladies when they jump on the call. It's really about knowing that we're not always all alone, even though sometimes we might feel alone. We're all got this connection of being human and going through things that are very similar. So it's nice to come together and share and feel like there's a place to do that. So, and with that said, I am going to, yes, thanks, Rachel. My little alarm, I set alarms for myself. This one is, I turn my dreams into reality.
Oh yeah, love it.
Kind of apropos, isn't it?
Right on time, like you just finished. I was like, and I turned my dreams into reality.
And then I passed the baton to the lovely Jamie. And I acknowledge you for always showing up and always being vulnerable and always just being you and ready to explore what is your next chapter of your life and how you're growing and exploring that for yourself. So thanks for always being you.
Thank you, Kim. My takeaway is that we are all on our own path and journey, and life has a way of making us do it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing a related theme here in a different way for each of us, but we're all doing similar things. And in a way, it's a relief too, to know that no one gets past it,
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody. I mean, again, I'm just going to repeat some of the similar things. Some things that you just said is that everybody has a different way of saying something, and we can have the same idea, but a different approach, and then it comes in a little differently for each of us. So it's nice to hear it from a different perspective in different ways. And Rachel, I want to thank you for your energy. You always bring great energy, and it's always comforting. And so I always, like, no matter what my day is, I'm like, oh gosh, it's just, I had one more thing to do. And then I'm like, okay, I'll jump on. Then I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. What great shares, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing and placing that in our sacred container. And that's, like Kimberly said, we're all virtual, but you can't really, it's almost, it would be great if we were in person, but it's almost like you can still create this unified field, right? And we all know that, we feel it. And also notice right now, like what yearnings just got met, because this is you getting your yearnings met. And I feel in our space right now, it's like kind of cozy and oozy and lovey and awesome and like beautifully scrumptious. And so that's, I think, a result of us going to meet our yearnings, right? So whether it's to connect or to be loved or to matter or to make a difference or to be seen. Yeah, these are great. Connection, feeling heard. This is us feeling fulfilled. This is you being satisfied. And I don't want you to forget this. Like, this is possible for you all the time. We just have to follow our yearnings and keep following our urges, which are pretty much tied to our yearnings when we know what our urges are. And this is oxytocin, by the way, too. This is oxytocin. It feels a little different, right? It's like that love hormone. It's amazing. Woo, I get the tingles. So just know that, it's an invitation to know that more of this is so possible for each of us. And I thank each of you for coming tonight, bringing your full selves, showing up, being vulnerable and beautiful as the authentic selves that you are. So with that, good night. Tuck yourselves in sweetly, be gentle to yourself. As my friend Shannon Fisher likes to say, the world has sharp edges out there. So go on out with a little caution, and we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock Pacific tomorrow. Have fun, everyone.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night, ladies.
everyone. Bye.
Thank